This is an old abandoned lighthouse, and beneath this lighthouse are hungry schools of fish that all love to eat crabs. So if you take a crab, cut it in half, put that crab half on a hook and drop it down, you can try to catch some of these fish. But it's easier said than done because these fish are very strong, and since we're fishing so close to the lighthouse, they can easily break you off on rocks or structure. There we go. Yeah. With me today is Captain Cam Faria, and we're guests on Captain Reilly Wright's boat, the Ragnarok. And the objectives are simple. Everyone needs to pull out a keeper from under the lighthouse. I also don't want to embarrass myself because I'm the least experienced fisherman on this boat by a mile, since they're both experienced watermen and charter captains. I'm also going to show you how easy it is to catch these fish from land. And we're going to make some new friends along the way.
2 keepers. I saved it for you.
And lastly, we're going to learn about a very special method of killing fish that makes the meat last up to a week longer in your refrigerator.
Sorry, we're late. What's going on?
By now you probably all know Cam, but this actually is the second time I've met Reilly. Longtime viewers of the channel probably remember our first time meeting face to face under less than ideal circumstances. A giant tuna was giving me and Cam the business, and Reilly came over to help.
I saw you battling forever. I was like, I'm gonna stay here in case you need help.
So I already knew ahead of time that Reilly was a stand-up guy. As we started running to the spot, Cam took the liberty of cutting the crabs in half. The little ones you just need to pop the tops off, but the big ones you need to use a pair of scissors or shears and cut them right in half. Just be careful when you're doing this to not get pinched. As we approached the fishing grounds, I began to realize just how close to the lighthouse we were going to fish, and tying off to the structure is probably as close as you can get to fishing it. And this meant it was finally time for us to start catching. Targeting these fish can be a little tricky. You take one of those crab bits that we were cutting up earlier and put it on a jig. Today we're using a Joe Baggs Lay Perfect in the half-ounce size. You drop it down until you hit the bottom and leave it there until you feel something nibbling at your bait. The issue is that these fish are very good at eating your bait off the hook, so you have to get good at differentiating what's a nibble and what's a real bite. I'll let the professional tell you how to do it.
Captain Reilly Wright. Today we're fishing in about 13 feet of water using light jigs so we can feel the cracks of the rocks. Seems like if you're on top of the rocks, they don't hit it, you can feel it slide in, and all of a sudden you're getting hit.
Reilly's referring to these giant refrigerator-sized boulders. There's a bunch of them scattered around the lighthouse over here, and the fish like to hide in between them. So you drop your jig down until it lands on top of the boulder, and then you slowly move it until you feel a drop-off. And that's how you know that you're in the crack of the boulder.
We're gonna bounce until we feel our jig go down further. You'll have bottom, and then all of a sudden there's no more bottom when you bounce it, and you got to let it down about 6 to 12 inches, and then when you feel bottom again, it's usually where the tautog are hiding in those cracks. Oh, here we go, we're in there.
Reilly was able to catch the fish that we were after. This fish is called a tautog, or a blackfish. And chances are you've never heard of this fish before because they're pretty much localized to the Northeast only. Their diet consists primarily of crustaceans, hence why we're using crabs today as bait. And if you ask most anglers in the Northeast what the best tasting fish is, they'll either say sea bass or tautog. Keeper size is 16 inches in the state that I live in, and we had to weed through a bunch of these short ones before we caught a good one.
Not a big one on the first one, but we're on the board. The Joe Baggs thing inhaled that thing.
All beat up from the rocks.
That's the thing if you go on a fishing trip with charter captains. Be prepared to get wildly outfished. And keep in mind, it's still early season, so these guys are literally actively booking charters while we're fishing. Here's Cam doing his signature phone on the shoulder pose.
Yeah, I will. All right. Sounds good. Bye.
And if you guys want to book Cam or Reilly, I'll make sure to link their pages. As you can see, they catch fish.
But at long last, I was able to hook into a good fish. I fed my crab on, dropped it down below, and just like Reilly said, I bounced around until I felt that crack.
How many transducers do you have?
What's that?
Do you only have one transducer?
I have 2. I have a 175 and a side 3-in-1. I got a
That's a good one. Hey, on the board. Thank you, sir.
We were officially on the board with a keeper tautog. Now, people typically release the females because tautog are known for reproducing quite slowly, and you can tell the females and males apart because the males have very white chins. So as they say, you save the white chinners for dinner.
Oh, that's a good one.
You want me to?
Yeah.
It didn't take long for everybody to catch some keeper tog, which meant it was almost time for us to go home and learn about this method of killing fish. But first I want to show you that you don't need a boat in order to catch tog. Catching tautog from land is also very doable. One day I was out with my friend Bob on a jetty looking for striped bass, and to my surprise I saw a bunch of tog swimming around on the bottom.
Oh, we got a big tautog right here. Big tog, yeah, big tog right here. Just swam by.
The problem is I didn't have any crabs on me, but I could see from across the water that that guy did.
That guy over there's got green crab.
And as luck would have it, I saw that he was just getting ready to leave.
Do you have any extra crabs? How many?
5 or 6.
Do you think I can take them?
I'll get a lunch and we'll come back.
Yeah, I think I saw some tog.
Oh, okay, cool.
So on
you
this
guys will
side,
stay?
we're gonna stay.
If you go stay, can you wash my raw? I will just put it here.
Yeah, I can bring it over there to that side if you want. We catch tog. Do you want it? You want the tog? All right, all right. All right, so this dude just gave us a bunch of Asian crabs. Hopefully we can put him to good use while he takes lunch.
Now, just like at the lighthouse, I'm gonna cast my crab just past the boulders there and slowly work it back till I'm right at the edge, because that's where all the fish are hanging out.
Going. Yeah, that's a tog. That's a tog. That's a nice tog. Whew. That's a keeper tog. Oh yeah. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's a keeper tog. He's actually probably short. 16 inches. What do you think?
I had caught what I thought was a keeper tog, but I wasn't sure and I didn't have a tape measure. So I released this guy into this tide pool until the other guy came back from his lunch break. In the meantime, I was gonna try to help my friend Bob get his first tog.
Basically, there's two distinct types of bites. There's a peck and then there's a crunch.
Yep.
You want the crunch,
Okay.
and then you're gonna send that hook to China.
Okay.
What you want to do is try to get them out from under the boulder. They're gonna try to dog you into the boulder.
Yep.
We want to ideally get them out from the boulder.
How do you do that?
Just give him heat.
Okay.
Give him heat. That was it. I think that was it. Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Nice tog.
And there you have it. All you need is some green crabs or Asian crabs and you can catch tog right off of a jetty. And you're looking at Bob's very first one. But the guy still wasn't back from his lunch break, so we decided to kill some more time and catch some more tog.
There it is. That's a keeper. That's a keeper. That's a keeper.
Where do you want to go?
I'm gonna go to the tide pool. I got it. Oh yeah. I know. This guy's also pretty close. I think he might be short.
Finally, after catching a bunch of shorts, the guy came back.
We caught 4 tog, 2 keepers. I saved it for you.
Cool.
Come here.
Thank you.
Do you have a tape measure?
Yes, I do.
Come here. They're all right here. Do you have more crabs?
No, I can go for
That's okay. That's okay. You can catch tog all day you're here. Come here, come here. Yeah, come here. Here's one.
This might
Might be small.
Oh, watch out.
Gotta be
You
6,
definitely
six-
16 inches.
16, yeah. 13.
It's 13.
All right, we'll put this guy back.
Great.
Back. The other one might be close. No, it's all right.
Oh, watch out.
It's all right, I got it.
This might be a keeper. No. No,
14 and a half,
no.
close.
Thank you though.
Tog fishing from shore can not only be productive, but also friendly. But let's get back to our boat session with Reilly and Cam. We had all successfully caught our keeper togs, and now it was time to learn how to process these guys so the meat stays fresher longer. Ikejime refers to a Japanese method of butchering fish. When you hook a fish, it's literally fighting for its life, and during that process, it's releasing all kinds of stress hormones and lactic acid throughout the body and the muscle. All of these things make the meat decompose a lot quicker, which isn't a bad thing. This is nature's way of making sure that there aren't just dead bodies lying everywhere. Ikejime is a way to exploit these things. The first step is to make the fish brain dead by taking a spike or a knife and sticking it straight through the brain. This is so that the fish stops feeling any more stress. Next, you should bleed the fish. That way you drain out anything floating around in the bloodstream that's going to make the meat go bad quicker. Now there's an extra step where you take a metal wire and stick it straight through the fish's spine to sever all nerve signaling, but we're not going to do that today. The end result, fish that's gonna last way longer in your fridge. I would 100% recommend that you guys do this to every single one of the fish that you catch. And of course I didn't let these white boys throw the racks away. I took them home to my parents. Subscribe if you want to see what they made.